My name is Charlie Haffey, and this is a quick look at taking information from a PDF and putting it into a spreadsheet. When the information is in a PDF, you're basically looking at the equivalent of a JPEG of a picture. You can't access that, you can't manipulate it, and other than reading it or printing it, you're pretty much out of luck. But we have some clever ways to take this information and unlock it so that we can get in and edit it. We can copy it and paste it someplace else. You can take some graphics, move them, cut them, put a different graphic in. It's the way to go. So I have in front of me my Google Drive user interface, and I have my drive, and in there is a folder called PDF to Sheets, very cleverly named. And inside that, I have a folder that's open called Half Ren. You'll see why in a minute. And what I want to do is I want to drag the PDF in question into this folder. So over here, I have the PDF sitting on the desktop, and I minimized this window just enough so I could grab it. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to drag it right in here, and it's upload. Oh, complete. And it's called Haffey Reading Math Ren 2020. I took an actual document and changed the name just for confidentiality purposes. So I'll close this out. And I could open this up right now, but then I would just be stuck where I was before. I can't actually get to the data or use it. So what I'll do is I'm going to double click on it, and I get this preview, okay? And the way to solve the problem of unlocking all the data is to open it in a word processor. Then you can go in, you could edit the text, you can change the text, you can cut, you can do whatever you like. Do the same thing with the graphics. You can take a graphic out, you can put a new one in. I tried this before, and when I opened it with Google Docs, there was a liability with the table data. And the table data came out just fine, except that when you copied it and pasted it into a sheet, it put all that information into cell A1, which meant that all the information went starting in cell A1 and just went on to the right for seemingly forever. And you could fix it, but it would take just an inordinate amount of time. I mean, it's just not practical. So this is one time where Google Docs just doesn't shine like you want it to, and you need a little more sophistication. So I'm going to open it in Microsoft Word. And the nice thing about this is that Word is going to allow you to name the document already using the name of the PDF, okay? So here I have this summary report. So let me just scroll down to the first set of data that I need. So here on page 2, I have my first table of data for the students in this classroom. On the line above, where I have just hidden the text, it says ELA, but the teacher's name is on both sides of that, so I just don't want to show that. So this is the ELA data for the class in question. Right? And what I can do now is I can come up here and go to student, the first heading. Let me grab that. And I'm going to drag across, and I just need to come over here to PR. I just need the percentile and the scaled score. So I'm going to grab those columns and then come down and grab all these rows. All right. And I'm going to right click and copy. All right. I'm just going to minimize this. I might need it again. Actually, I do need it again later to get the math scores. But let me just drop this down and go back to this folder here. And I'm going to go to New and go to Sheets. And I am going to go to cell A1 and right click on that and simply paste. And now I have all the data in a format where I can play with it. So I'm first going to do this. I will change the font. And let me make it a little smaller than that. So go to 12. All right, now I can see all the students. All right. I need the student's name, and I don't need the test date duration, and I don't need the rank, the GP. I need the SS, scaled score, and the last one, the PR percentile. So I find that it's very helpful not to delete information. So I'm simply going to do this. I'm going to click on B, C, D, E, and then mouse over to the little pull down arrow. And when the cursor goes from the hand to the pointy finger, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to hide columns B through E. And you'll see that there are these arrows here. If you just double click on those, the columns will come back. GE, I'm going to hide that too. So I'm just going to click on that, come down to hide column. And now I have, in alphabetical order, all of the students with their scaled score and their percentile rating for that ELA. So what I could do is a variety of things. I could just go over here and I'm going to rename the sheet. And this could be just ELA. Up here, we're going to call this half Ren. See that clever thing that I did before? You should be really clever as to the nomenclature you're going to give to this. It could be the code name for the teacher, the 3-letter code. You should have the date in here maybe. There's a variety of things. You should have this figured out before you start doing this. All right. So now I have all this data sitting here, and then I can go and I can manipulate it. I could find averages. I could redo all the borders. But right now, this last edit was seconds ago. This has been saved in my drive. So if I come back here, I have the half Ren data that is everything from this PDF that I need in a form where I can use it. This is Charlie Haffey. This has been a quick look at taking data out of a PDF and putting it into a Google Sheet.